Hi, I'm Nina Nova, and you're watching Orgasm Central TV. How'd I get started? Wow. So I actually was just going through my email and found out it's almost my 9-year sex work anniversary. It's coming up this fall. So I have been involved in the industry since I was in college. I had a friend who saw that I was really struggling, and she happened to be working for a cam studio at the time. And she was making really great money. And she just saw that I kind of needed another option and offered it so kindly. Just like, here is an offering for you that should you want to explore it, I can help you do so safely. And then I decided to explore it. And the studio wasn't for me. But ever since, the rest is history. I've been camming, I've been doing collaborations, content creation, and now I'm ultimately in the adult film industry as well. That's such a great question. Um, so what do I love most about my work? I love sexuality. So some of my fans already know this, but I have a bachelor's degree in human sexuality and gender and all of those other things. But literally spent 4 years of my life studying, well, three. I graduated early. I spent 3 years of my life studying sexuality and studying, what makes people tick. And I love just being able to be a conduit for pleasure and sensuality, and to explore my own sexuality, and be able to be paid to do it's just the best setup I could imagine. It is so human and so natural and so beautiful. And there's so much that goes into sex and sexuality. And I love the academic side, I love the emotional side, and I certainly love the physical side. But then what I love the least is that it's a dangerous industry. It can be dangerous, and we can be exploited, and we have to be on our toes, right? The only person who's really going to have your back at the end of the day is you in any industry. That's not just for sex work or porn. But I would just say, all the stigma, all the discrimination that we face, the hatred that we get, and the censorship that we experience, the way the world hates sex workers is what I love the least about my work. My favorite scene to shoot, I always like to say my scenes that I've shot with a couple of my girlfriends, Jasmine Love and Raven Lane. I love them, adore them, check them out if you haven't. Every time we get together to shoot, it's like we're just kikiing. We're just having a good time. We enjoy each other's bodies, we enjoy each other's company, and there's something so special about that. But then I would say my other favorite scene that I've ever shot that's very similar in vibe, just that there were good vibes, is I did a reverse blow bang orgy, girl orgy with Morgasm last year with people like Gia Page, Rocky Emerson, Penelope Kay. I can't think of all the other girls' names. There were about 9 or 10 of us. And it was just such good vibes. All the girls were so into each other. It was so sexy and new. And it was one of the biggest, I think it was the biggest orgy I've ever been in. So that definitely made it one of my favorites. Oh, this is my bread and butter. So some of my fans know that before I kind of dove deep into adult work, I did a lot of nonprofit work. So I did a lot of policy-based work where we talked about, the legal policies that actually make living life every day as a sex worker a living hell. And this all kind of continues to stem from Sesta Fosta, which were those shitty ass bills that were passed in an effort to, combat sex trafficking. But in actuality, it just hurt consensual sex workers and drove sex traffickers deeper into the shadows. All of the censorship we're seeing has really, really shot up since Sesta Fosta. And it's appalling. It's appalling. Like, I can't even get an apartment if I was to list what I do. I've been denied, I've been denied loans because of those things. I've been denied apartments. I've been denied opportunities that any human adult who's just trying to make a living should be able to access. I think those statistics are they're scary. They're dystopian and they're bullshit. And we need better protections for people in the industry for sure. There's so many things. First of all, support us, amplify the work that we do, both our business and also the advocacy work that a lot of people do around issues like we were just talking. If you have the means, support them financially, tip them just because we're out here trying to make a living and sometimes it's rough and it ebbs and flows. But to get even deeper, work with local organizations that support sex workers in need. So there's one here in Las Vegas where I reside called SWAID, which is a sex worker mutual aid collective. They actually provide harm reduction supplies and mini grants to sex workers in need all across the country. Or get involved with your local sex worker collectives like the Las Vegas Red Umbrella Collective. We're working right now around the case of an escort who was killed by her client. So there's a lot of incredible work out there that's happening where you can support and love and fuck with sex workers in a way that's going to make sure we're here for the long time, not just the good time. Because trust, we want to be here for both. But just getting involved, getting tapped in, tipping us, supporting us, sharing our work, leaving us those ratings, those good comments, all of that, there's just so many ways to help us. But I guess I would end with the biggest way you could help us is just by being vocal about us and about our humanity and that you fuck with us. Let people know. Yeah, what makes me stand out? One, I have a loud mouth, if you can't tell. I definitely am outspoken. But I think what makes me stand out in this industry, there's about three things, right? I'm unapologetically who I am. I think a lot of us can say that too, and that makes us all stand out. When you're unapologetically who you are and just show up for your fans and build those loving relationships and those nurturing relationships and supportive relationships, that really makes all the difference. And then two, I think I'm really unique in that I span genres. I have done work all the way from BDSM and kink and rope to fetish-based work like supervillains, to bondage, to really any type of fetish work you can imagine. I'm either working on it or have worked on it. Not every type, let me get real. There's a lot out there. But quite a bit of fetish work. I'm doing my mainstream work, my boy-girl, my girl-girl, my group work. I've made a niche for myself in the gangbang scene. I've also been able to do kind of women-aimed erotica porn as well. Really, I'm just proud, and I think that pride and that commitment to do everything I can, to try everything I can, to be the best I can be in every part of the industry as I can be. I think that makes me stand out a lot. And I think just my persistence. This industry is not getting rid of me. These directors, these co-stars that I really have dreams of working with, I am persistent, I am motivated, and I am determined. And absolutely nothing is going to get in the way of me and my dreams, because I'm going to be a star. I love this question because I'm a Capricorn. So I have a 5 to 10 year plan. I have a 3, 5, and 10 year plan. But in about 5 to 10 years, I plan to have my own studio, be producing and directing my own adult content. I plan to have my own content house where I can rent it out to other creators and performers that are looking for affordable options to create their porn or their art. And I want to go back to school, actually. I want to continue doing work in this industry. I want to start directing and producing. I want to continue being in front of the camera. I want to run a content house, and I guess I hate my free time and I want to go back to school.
You said you're working around the case of, was it this woman named Larissa Garcia?
Yes.
Did you want to talk more about that, or?
Of course. So I work with the Las Vegas Red Umbrella Collective, which is a collective of sex workers and many of us whom have done full service sex work or who have done escorting or brothel work, etc. We heard about a case in June, Larissa Garcia, a young mother, a young escort, a young student, who was violently killed by a client, Jason Kendall, who reported her death as an overdose. Meanwhile, the autopsy found that she was strangled to death for nearly 10 minutes. That's ultimately what he actually confessed to. Right now, we're fighting an uphill battle in the courts because they've declared he is incompetent to stand trial, which means that he pled insanity, and so far he's winning on insanity. Even though he was fully competent enough to lie about what had happened to her in the hotel room, and he even went to Northtown to hide in a hotel for 9 days straight before fully turning himself in. So right now we're doing work around Larissa's death with her close friends, and this other organization that's amazing called the Cupcake Girls. We're actually going to be doing a letter writing party soon where we write to our elected officials to let them know about the kind of amazing woman that Larissa was and why we need better protections. And that's just the work, right? Like, unfortunately, not all of us are as safe doing this work as others. And for me, who is privileged enough to do a lot of mainstream work, I feel like it is my obligation to support those who are most at risk for violence, like those like Larissa. May she rest in peace.